Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Hello there. We're making cards today, and this time, I swear, we're gonna make a couple more. This time, we're gonna, I wanna make Gojo and the Six Eyes, as for the title. Unlike yesterday, where I put Megumi, just because, then imagine a future version of yourself that's stronger, because I've been wanting to stream forever, and then I just don't, so, here I have Gojo, it's the Six Eyes, and so I'm gonna work with that. I want to attempt something. I don't know what. Again, I'm just making stuff up. Yesterday I had the brilliant idea. Actually, let me go to this here. We got Gojo, the strongest. I mean, I have the other one here, but I think I want to make a reverse cursed. I had an idea. Where's? Oh my lord! Oh my lordy lord! Let me set up the box first. Now this is the base alt version. I've seen I was looking through a lot of Kamigawa cards, and a lot of them just have the base version instead of the alt. I don't know I don't know when they choose to do certain frames and not, because sometimes they'll choose one, sometimes they'll choose the other, and I don't know when the specifics are and I have to go through so many freaking cards and just to guess. Because I don't think they have a creator's guide of hey, this is when this happens. You kind of just have to figure it out and hope you're correct. In some cases, in others it's more obvious. But when I'm using the black and white here, I normally probably should be using this one just because it shows up better. But the other one, it bleeds through, and so maybe if I have more normal art, then maybe. But stick with this for now. It doesn't really look like Gojo, unfortunately, but I'm gonna use the thumbnail picture that I have for this stream. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna use it. My mini feed. It says something happened 13 minutes ago, and I don't know what. I don't know if it's I started streaming 13 minutes ago. No, it's live. What do you want to tell me? What is it that you want to tell me? I don't know. Set the time for 11:30 because it's I keep on waking up late. I mean, I had an alarm for 9:30. I didn't get out of bed till 10:15, and it's eating breakfast and dragging myself out of bed to do morning things. I don't even think I did everything I was supposed to do. But anyways, actually, let me check the volume on this. How am I? Sometimes peaking a little bit, sometimes, but this should be average. This should be normal, as long as I'm not getting too excited, maybe. Choose file that pops up over here. Good. All right, excellent. I want to make a lot of Gojo cards today. That is the goal. That is the goal. Where the heck are the Six Eyes? Do Universe Beyond. I know I want it to be an enchantment. It's obviously not going to be domain enchantment because it's not a domain. It's literally just he's born with it. Blue, maybe white. I think blue. Blue makes most sense. Well, it really depends on what it does, though. Six Eyes lets him gather information about his opponents. So theoretically, it's just an enchantment that says that you have no maximum hand size, and then it lets you draw cards for certain conditions, which is basically whenever an opponent does something. I think it's whenever an opponent does something, and then they may pay 1, otherwise you draw a card, which to balance it out a little bit. But honestly, the Six Eyes just doesn't have a requirement. It just you kind of just murder. And then I tried doing a fix to cursed energy, So what it was last time, Cursed Energy X was this, where actually let me italicize that and just copy it over. It lasts end of combat, which is basically like inspired off of fire bending, and then it only works for sorcerers and or domains, so it's kind of like Power Stones, but it only works for casting artifacts and abilities, but specifically for them, which is a lot tougher. But I wanted to try. Let me see if I can. This is gonna be annoying. Let me just do it now. Copy paste. This is what I wanted to do. Was thinking about it. So whenever a creature attacks, you pay X, where X is, you know, whatever cursed energy it is. So it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be X. If you do, you gain that many black mana, right? And so if you focus too much on gaining the mana and you don't use it properly or use it too quickly, then like it's basically like losing focus. And so you drain your life. It's easier to become a fatal, right? But the problem is with that is that there's a chance you don't you need a good amount of life to gain back. Like there has to be a decent amount of reward. Like it can't just be all risk. You know, you're just gonna deplete your health until you freaking die. So there's also, I mean, reverse energy, because I didn't want to put reverse cursed energy because it's so freaking long. I mean, I could anyways, but we'll see how it looks on the cards. But it's basically the reverse, where you pay 2 black mana to get a life, where here you pay 1 life to get 1 black mana, right? It's supposed to be a more expensive cost, but it's still a way that you can get life back. Problem is, canonically, I don't think a lot of people can use reverse energy. It's only like the really strong people. Plus, it's like the places that it would be in. So then I'm thinking like, the commander decks, whenever they release them, it's like they always have different themes around them, right? So I'm thinking like Gojo would be more of the balance between cursed energy and reverse cursed energy. Hikari could possibly be the commander for domains, because he already has that, but he's only red-black currently. I don't know if that makes sense still for domains. But then like with Gojo, it's like he has a lot of abilities, you know, hollow purple, blue, red, you know, like a lot of its abilities. The domain itself is awesome, but it's more like the icing on the cake. It's not the main. But Hikari's like, yeah, you use domains all the freaking time. Like it resets, it gives him cursed energy, right? It does everything, and a little bit of gambling too, which I think makes sense for like a domain clash. Actually, let me pull up pictures. Like same thing, Six Eyes. It's not a domain. It's just another enchantment. So it's not necessarily something that that you need domains for. So I don't think his deck would. And then last one was like Sukuna, where it's still like sorcerers and curses, but what is it? More damage, like pure raw damage. You know, like. More blue, you know, things go your way, things how you want, and then damage is dealt based on how you decide. Can't be prevented, you know, just a lot of damage dealing. So it's not necessarily as much gaining curse energy in domains. Everything's innate. It's all just like in the end, your creatures will live, theirs will die, you will be the winner kind of mentality. And then with the cursed spirits, I don't know if I want to make Ghetto, the commander, or Ghetto slash, what the heck's his name? I don't remember, the brain. The main commander for like the cursed spirits, because it also have the green, and then so you could maybe green, white, black, just to fit like the natural cycle of curses. I think I can make each commander actually. I mean, I don't know if I want this to be his main art. I think if anything was the commander, it'd be this one. But then, let me see if I have a good art for Sukuna, King of Curses. I have the Boogie Woogie, which I think would be funny, but maybe we'll worry about that later. Ooh, I don't even know if I have a picture of Ghetto. Ooh, that might actually work for Domain Clash. Actually, I wanna pull that up. I don't even know what I want to do for Domain Clash. I'm not gonna lie. That one's just complicated and convoluted. Where is it? 261. So it's pretty low. Here. Domain Clash. I think it'd be blue. Maybe blue black. I think just blue. It wouldn't be an enchantment. Just be that. Actually, maybe it would be an enchantment. I don't know. Break next week. That could work for the 6 eyes. I don't know. I have good Sukuna. It's decent. Let me see if there's any others. 259. Maybe 237. Ooh. Maybe I'll use that for something else. It's hard to find a good one, honestly. Ooh, actually, I think I like that better for Gojo. Hold on. I do like that better. Hold on, 226. It's actually pretty close. Well, I mean, that whole fight is where it happens. 226. Where is it? 226.2. Oh, that is it. Okay. Get it nice and close. And then because he's friends with Shoko-san, who does a lot of healing, I think it makes sense to also have her in the deck. Would he have white in his deck? Ooh. I think this coloring scheme right here of the blue, red, white, and black just make the most sense. Because then it matches all the other colors, but then you also have the reverse curse technique. But I do not know. I am unsure. I don't think I have a good one of Sukuna. I might have to use that one. Hold on. Where is it? It's close to the end. 259. It's like almost all the way at the end. 259. Is that it? It's a bit freaky. I don't know. Maybe what you'd expect from the King of Curses. That might have to do for now. Might have to do. Moving him up here. Obviously he's going to be gold. Actually, let me see if I can edit Hikari too, just to have the this here, so you can actually see the abilities a little bit better. Actually, hold on. What happens if I turn it white? Actually, we'll have this load up first, and then steal the white off of that and just copy it over. I didn't go over some proper drink. All I have is water. It's just sad. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm very much a flavor guy, right? So if you have just water, it's just gross unless like I'm actually thirsty. Like if I just need a little bit, then just I'd rather not have water. I'd rather have like, well, maybe like a juice or tea or something. Something with a little bit of flavor, but not just water. Let's see here. I think it looks better. It looks better than this, I think. I wonder if how much it would cover him up, though. We go here. Gold. Do I want to search for ghetto now? Oh. That might cover him up completely. I don't know if I'm... Can it zoom in enough that it just... Not that it would look good. Okay. There was another page that I wanted to use instead. This one here. Because of that curse tool. But I think this shows him off fairly well. Unless I have one from the beginning. Actually, let me see if I have something from earlier on. Sukuna. No way, bro. They're okay. They're decent. Not all that good. I don't know. I mean, that'd be okay if it wasn't... No, I think I'd use that for a different card. Not for the borderless. Oh, that's decent. 31. Hold on. I'm grabbing it. I'm getting it. Don't you worry. I think that's fairly decent. I don't think it's one of the only things I can find, though. I don't think he shows up in the rest of the ones that I have. Yeah, I don't have the whole manga, unfortunately. I might have to find it if I need to, but this is what it's gonna be like. And then technically he's a spirit. Do I want to count curses? Well, I already have sorcerers as a different type. So would I have? Because he's technically king of the curses. He's not technically a human, but he's gained sentience. How do I want to do this? Gold frame, move it to the bottom. I think everything else covers it up. Oh, right, and then the flavor text. Where did I put you? Here. And if I also wanted to fix or change cursed energy to curse to this. Oops. Actually, hold on. I can just replace it like that. Which creature attacks, you may pay X life. If you do, you gain X black. Man, at last time of combat. See, because if he has more power, then the problem is that like you can't use his ability. Like whatever you spend mana on, depending on what you exile, like if it's too small of a cost, then you don't care about it. Like you don't. I guess you don't need the cursed energy anyways, or you're either choosing to not use it because you don't have enough life. I think I raise his power, and instead of, if it's a domain card, you may cast it until end of turn. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on Akari. But you would have. It's too much life drain. It really is just too much life drain. Because you'd only be able to use his ability like a couple times before you're like, it's not worth it for how low my health is. I'm attacking so often, and that everybody's attacking me and getting through my life that I can't freaking do anything. So we don't make it where it's his power. We just make it a base cost of 2. Cursed energy 2. You may pay 2 life. If you do, you gain 2. Actually, just BB. Man, last time turn can only be blah, blah, blah. Okay, so theoretically, that gives you more opportunities, and then we can also raise his power. Make him just a 3/3. I think making him a 3/3 is fine. Because theoretically, because you would always use the cursed energy too. And then, see, here's the thing though with reverse energy, you use cursed energy if you have excess. No, because why would you use the excess for this? Because it counts as an ability, so if it's sorcerer and or domain spell or ability, it is an ability, so you can use it. But it only lasts until the end of the turn. Plus, whenever the creature attacks, that's when it happens. You would rather just give your creatures lifelink, right? I think it's too strong to make the mana last all phases. So maybe reverse energy is just, it has to be condition based, but I don't think it should be whenever it attacks. Because you can choose the order, right? So if cursed energy comes first and then reverse energy, then you can but that's just dumb. Like you would pay life just to get life, and it's like it's not even equal. So You may pay twice. See, I was thinking you may pay twice X black, or you just may pay white, right? Or the same amount of white, or X white, I guess. Which would be... What if it's a static ability? Whenever you lose black mana, you gain life. So theoretically, if you have any left over at the end of your turn, then you get a little bit back anyways, just to keep off the excess. Theoretically, like at the end of your turn, at the end of each turn or your turn or whatever, probably at the end of your turn. Because if it's each turn, then you can just use your own mana and just flood it like that, rather than paying more for, or if you use your lands on the opponent's turn. But I think the same thing is like X, where it's a certain amount, right? Where X, like if it's X, maybe it's all of it. But if it's like 1 or 2, then no matter what, if you have 1 black mana or like 10 black mana left over at the end of the turn, you only gain 1 life, right? So you'd rather not have a lot of excess, like it, or maybe half of it, you know. Oh my gosh. And for now, let's write it as that. Let's write it as that. Cursed energy. He's not the most skilled. I think if anybody had it as X, it would be Shoko, which I don't have an image of yet, but I think I can write that down for later. Reverse energy, maybe 2, maybe 3. We'll do 2 for now. At the end of combat on your turn, if you lose black mana, you gain 2 life. Because it's not instead, right? You're still going to lose the mana. Like, the mana's not staying. And if there are ways to keep it, then, you know, that's going to be the effect. Which would just put you in the downside if you're able to keep the black mana. See, that'd be interesting if you had somebody like Omnath, where it just keeps the mana but keeps it black, but it's not the same mana. It's just ordinary black mana that you can use for anything. And it's like... That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting combination with Cursed Energy and Omnath. We're not going to worry about that, though. Cursed Energy. Let's go 2 as well. We'll make it... fairly balanced for your commander. And then he would have I think an effect of some kind. At the end of your turn, if you lost life and you gain life, something. Mana cost, blue, red, white, black. Oh my goodness. Give it a slash there. Where is my... Satoru Gojo, the strongest. Right? Raymond Sukuna. Curse King. Give me that. Will you stop? Then slap it on everything. I don't know if I want to make Curse. What the heck? Hold on. This is what I put before. Demon Wizard. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Not that it's messed up. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I didn't copy it. Hold on. And there's a plane outside. Woohoo! Human Wizard. Demon Sorcerer. Demon Spirit. Just the Spirit. Curse. No, hold on. Curse is already a type in Magic, right? Curse. Enchantment type. Ooh, I wonder if I can make a couple alternate arts with these. But Aura Curse is already something, so I don't think I want to do Curse. I think Spirit makes more sense creature type wise. See, like using a lot of these curses is just like the flavor text. Let's curse each other to the death. Very possible. I don't know how many of these would like get an alternate art, but it's definitely worth looking into. Fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Curse energy 2, reverse energy 2. Here's the weird thing. Gojo is known for like leading alone. Like he teaches people a little bit, but like it's hard for him to teach because of how natural everything comes to him because of the 6 eyes. Right? So what if creatures with less power than him have cursed energy 1? Because it's like toxic, like creatures can have multiple instances of toxic. Actually, I want to see how toxic is layered on a card. I think that's the best frame of reference. Technically lowercase. Oh, you know what? You're right. But you're right. I mean, I'm right because no one else is here. The E wouldn't be capitalized because it's not first. It's like double strike. The S in strike isn't actually capitalized. It's only capitalized because it's at the front. But otherwise, creatures you control with power less than Satoru Gojo. Have or gain? I think it's have. Gains until end of turn, but I think it's has. Has or have. Yeah. Have. Cursed energy 1. But it's 1. Why did that not switch? Cursed Energy 1. That's weird. Okay, we'll... Universes Beyond. Gold. I really wish this was the proper Universes Beyond gold thing, because it's not, and it doesn't look as nice, but it's interesting enough. Eat my breakfast. Little flat, what, huh? Little flat bread that got cold. I see. Hold on. I mean, I guess that works. It looks a little cleaner. Yeah, there's a little part of abilities that sticks out there. Slightly better. Plus, I can put it a little bit lower just because it goes around the power bar. For Commander, I don't think it's the greatest, but it does explain Cursed Energy and Reverse Cursed Energy, and then it also gives your creatures more Cursed Energy. Like, see, that's the issue. Where if you try to balance it out, like where you just have a ton of creatures, but you don't have a lot of Reverse Cursed Energy, then you're not gonna be able to like do anything with the excess. It will help you cast more sorcerers, though. More sorcerers means more Cursed Energy, means more life loss, which is either like, unless you're able to sustain yourself, you're like, it's basically an early game deck. Like, you have to act fast, or else it's just not going to work. I think making him a 4/4 actually is fine. If I don't give him any of their abilities, I think. I don't know if I want to give him, like, flying or first strike or something, or what. I think a lot of decks, too, that work off of this, where it's like whenever you lose life, you get something, or whenever you gain life, you get something. And because he can do both, theoretically, it makes it a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? The 6 eyes. Let me put the symbol. Mythic. What was this? 164. Ooh, 54. There we go. I think that it semi works for him. Let's try. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on Hikari, or gain 1 life. See, the 1 life is just like, is it worth it? You know? Whenever he attacks, you're basically going to be paying 2 life. It's either you make him stronger, or you hope that the domains that you have make him strong enough so that you don't need to put counters on him, and that you just have a little bit of sustain. I'm not sure how much that fits red and black, though. Well, I guess black a little bit. I could do both. Put a 1/1 counter and you gain 1 life. If it's a domain, you can cast it until end of turn. Yeah, if I'm also changing the reverse curse or reverse energy into domain, then the automatic healing probably should be an enchantment with reverse energy, where you pay life to regenerate a creature, and then if you have excess mana, you get life back. So theoretically, that would. I think we'll worry about that later. How big can I make this text box after I change the wording? Like that. Let's bring it up a little bit. That'll do. I think the domains. I think I keep it like this. I don't give him the lifelink himself. I think based off of other cards that give the life, especially the domains. Where depending on which domain you get, you can either get sustain or more damage, but it's like for him it's just pure damage. It's either you get the domain, which helps you out, or you get a counter. So either way, it's a win-win. Like you do not lose. Technically, you do not lose ever. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. I think I like this. How this is. Gojo's could be better, but I still like how it is. And then Sukuna, the pure damage, pure raw damage. I don't even know. I want to do an accent on that one. I just don't know how to do it. Spirit Sorcerer. Oh, that fits. That's very nice. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste the text that I had that I wanted before. Damage from a source you control can't be mitigated or prevented. I don't know if that makes sense in Magic. I think there was a keyword that described this, but I don't remember where I saw it and if it was like an actual thing or if it was on a custom card. I think that's sometimes the problem, where it's like people see cards, or like I could see cards, and it's like, oh, it's this ability makes sense, but it's actually not like a real thing like that Magic has created. And so I don't know. I think I've tried searching it up before, but there's not an actual keyword for this. I know. I think they've created it on a card somewhere. I don't remember where though. Yeah. He has his domain, and I don't know if he loaded his cleave and what slice. I don't remember the other name. I don't remember he loaded it into the shrine, and the shrine was the one that he got the ability from, and then his other abilities like the fire, the fuga, was from that or not. I don't know, but this because also for the domain expansion, where whenever he attacks, he deals 8 damage to up to 1 target creature, right? And then if you have the shrine, I think whenever a creature attacks, if it deals non-combat damage, then you can deal that damage again. Basically, just like whenever you would deal non-combat damage, copy it. No. Whenever an ability would deal non-combat damage to a creature, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copies. So theoretically, whenever he attacks, right? If you have domain expansion, then he does it twice, and then if you have his domain Malevolent Kitchen, then it does it 4 times, and so theoretically you deal 4 damage 4 times, or 4 damage up to 4 times, and just destroy all their creatures. And then it can't be mitigated, so it has to be 4 if there's things like reduce the damage by 3 or something, which I think it does exist, or just prevent that damage. It can't be prevented or mitigated, so it's always going to deal that 4 damage. Theoretically speaking, that means this 4 could also just kill Gojo immediately. Now, where is it? This one's 4. The other one's 7, so you need at least 2 slashes. Unless I reduce it to 3. Depends what his mana cost is. I think if I make him 5 cost, I think bring it down to 3, because damage can't be mitigated. And there's so many ways to just increase damage. I don't know. You know what? Hold on. No, hold on. I'm gonna search on Scryfall. Keywords. Whenever. That's not how you spell whenever. Attacks. Deals damage. That is. It's also the fact that he only deals to target creatures, not to players. Which would reduce the cost. Whenever Drakuseth attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. But it is a 7 cost dragon. Well, then again, it also is a flying 7/7, so. Whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to defending player. I think I reduce it from 4 to either 2 or 3, and I do any target. But I still keep him as a 5 cost, because specifically damage from a source, like that is a high cost ability. That's at least 5, if not 6 or 7. Whenever this creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature defending player controls. It's a 3/3 dragon, Hellkite Whelp. 5 damage or 5 mana cost. Imard deals 4 damage to any target, but you have to remove a counter though. 4 cost 4/4. Let's reduce the damage at least to 3. I want to shrink down the name here. That's a nice slide. Let's see here. I feel like if I reduce the damage down to 2 and make it any target, then actually it's up to 1. Two damage to up to 1 target creature. Actually, hold on. Where was the other card? I want to steal that ability. Where is it? Drakuseth deals 3 damage to any target and 2 damage to each. Whoops. 2 damage to each of up to up to 2 other targets. I think 3 and 1. I think 3 and 1. And then gold for the multicolor. And floating legends. Sukuna is very selfish. He wants things for himself. It's the whole point. It's the whole point of the dang strongest. I want to sit down here for a bit if you don't mind. He's very selfish. He's like, the whole deck is going to be based around him, right? It's not going to be a deck that helps others, but there's a lot of like combat damage is going to be very easy to deal, especially like with Itadori, where it's like his divergent fist, where he deals damage multiple times, and it's like both can't be prevented or mitigated. I don't think mitigated is the right word for magic because it doesn't have that, but like you should be able to figure it out what that means. Maybe I do just raise his mana cost. As for him, he could be the commander, but then this version would be the stronger one, obviously. I don't know if this is what I want for like very high cost, but very hard to balance, but still. Ooh, but then if I have the cursed energy, ooh, do I want to add cursed energy to him? I don't think so. Cuz it's just like he just does stuff. He doesn't care. Like it's basically second nature to him. The whole thing of the cursed energy is that it allows him to summon more allies and use more abilities, but the problem is he doesn't care about allies. What if I make his ability whenever he attacks with multiple creatures, like this, but then the second ability whenever he attacks alone, where it adds on to it, right? So technically the main one is when he attacks alone. If he attacks with other cards, though, it's a weaker, technically weaker. I mean, like this one will still exist, but then it won't have the added effect of when he attacks alone. My cat jumped on my leg earlier, and she like scratched me on her way up to get to my table, and now I feel a bump. Oh, that hurt. Let's see. Whenever a creature attacks alone, because theoretically, he would want minions to do his work for him, right? Like letting Itadori do his work while he sits back, technically is what he'd rather do. Like it's whatever pleases him, right? Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life unless its controller pays 1. I don't know how much that feels like a black ability. I mean, it dies. I mean, dies and you gain 1 life, so that is pretty black ability-esque. I think we raise his mana cost up. I don't think maybe I give him a second version that's stronger. For now, since this is the only one I have, let's just make it more higher cost. 3, we can keep that as that. Then whenever creature opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life unless they pay 1. I don't know if we put that unless they pay 1. Since you're just killing so many of their creatures, they're not going to have mana anyways for anything else. Because if they want creatures, they're going to have to spend a lot of mana. So they're not going to have that 1 anyways. It's kind of just like a false, you don't get to move unless I tell you. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life unless they pay 1. The next one who moves. Before I say go, dies. Go. That'd be very blue. That'd be very blue of him. Very control. That'd be really funny to make. Actually, do I have that panel? I want to hope that I have that panel. Actually, I have a brilliant idea for what that should be. It involves vanishing and the first person who attacks. Ugh. I don't think I have it. Dang, I don't have it. I'll make it next time. Let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of that unless they pay 1. Like, your whole goal is chaos and mischief. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, they lose 1 life instead of you gain 1 life. Because your whole goal here isn't using cursed energy to gain mana. The whole point is to deal damage. So it gives you the option that, well, like, why kill 1 creature to deal 3 damage when you can just deal 3 damage to them, and then 1 damage to each of the 2 other targets? Either kill 3 creatures and they lose 3 life, or just deal 3 damage to them, deal 1 damage to each other creature, and then they lose total 5 life, and then you gain 2 life, which is way crazier. At the beginning of each end step of a creature, at the beginning of each end step, if the creature didn't die, you draw a card. So theoretically, by giving them mercy, you get to draw a card and bide your time until you at least utter a chaos, where he sits back and relaxes. It makes more sense than the third ability. But how to word it? How to word it properly, I mean, because the way I said it, it's like it's a little freaky. Just a little bit. You would still deal 3 damage to you, though. Raid. Beginning or end step if a creature attacked. Could give him a tap ability of some kind. Tap to draw a card. It's a little abusable though. What would work well for the commander of the deck, but also be good for himself? Create a treasure? No. I don't think I think he likes the physical materials, but he doesn't care about them. Like he go one way or another. It's literally whatever entertains him. Treasure, clue, food. What's the piece? The pacifism. Draw a card. The end. Beginning of your end step. Draw card. Blue, white. The second Doctor. Oh, it's just his ability. How civil of you. Beginning of your end step, each player may draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player may choose if you draw a card. I don't know how that wording works. Just not right. It's just not right. He literally attacks for his entertainment. If something doesn't go his way, I think I just up his mana cost and just make him deal a lot of damage. Honestly. Even if the deck has cards that use cursed energy, it's just to get him out sooner. And then just to destroy everything. Yeah, let's just get rid of this. And then we're going to do 2 damage. Mm, 6/6. See, what if in the frame I use the borderless alternate? Would it look weird? looks a little better, but it's not going to look the same as the others, though. That's the problem. I think we'll keep it like this. Wouldn't it be awesome if I had some BGM, dude? That'd be crazy. I don't know where people find their BGM. I think like live, like no, not live. There's like a music stock of like free music that people use. I gotta look into that. I think I'll stream like next week or something. So hopefully I'll have a couple days to figure it out. At least a little bit of time. I don't know. It's gonna be rough. This just might have to do for now. I don't know. Give him an eminence ability? Because theoretically, if you counted it as him like sitting in Itadori's body, just waiting it out, just waiting for more power. Eminence domains cost less to cast? Or just domains cost less to cast, no eminence? If you would use cursed energy, you get twice as much. If you would get mana from cursed energy, you get twice as much instead, making it more efficient. No, that'd be Gojo. Oh, that would be Gojo. Ooh. Problem is, though, that sounds busted. How much mana you'd be getting? I'd have to raise his cost, but also his cost is already kind of. Well, he's only 3 cost, technically, because you only need white or black. It's not 4; it's just 3. Creatures you control with power less than Satoru Gojo have cursed energy 1. Energy efficiency. No, actually, that'd be the 6 eyes. Because the 6 eyes allows you to improve efficiency. Would it also have opponent's cursed energy? No, I think it would just double yours. Gain how much life from... enchantment. No, why is it not... let's see. If you would gain mana from cursed energy, you gain twice the much mana. if you would gain life from reverse energy, you gain twice that much life instead. I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. It makes things very, very efficient, right? You're gonna have a lot of leftover mana, but at the very least, you're also getting a lot of life back too. Which, this is very specific though to this set, so it's not actually gonna have a high mana cost. It's like 2 or 3. I think I'm gonna put 3 just so that I can balance that out a little bit, you know, make it a little tougher. Because then, like, Hikari's deck won't have it, the 6 eyes, you know. Like, Sukuna doesn't need it, like he doesn't use it, and then the Ghetto deck wouldn't use it either because it's going to be green, white, black. So theoretically, it being blue and doubling only works for Gojo's deck, which makes sense. Yes, I'm glad we agree because so then this makes sense. This still works. 3 cost 4/4. Well, you're spending a lot of life, and if you the whole point is that you have to attack with him. If you don't attack with him, you don't get the life. If you don't get the mana. If you don't get the mana, then you don't get life back. If you don't get the life back, then how are you gonna get more? I think I want to be able to draw cards too, but I think I just have to make that another card because that would be too strong if you're just like pumping in mana and then pumping in life and then you're just getting a ton without like and drawing cards and getting mana. That's crazy. I think this is where we go with this though. The 6 eyes. I think there was a quote on it somewhere where it said like the 6 eyes aren't explained really in the anime. I think in the manga they said it somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know where. And I think I would like that quote for this, but I don't know where it is. I do not. Would this be rare or mythic? I think it'd be mythic. At least rare. I'm going to assume rare for now. No, it should be mythic. Yeah, it should be mythic. I also don't know what the gold hollow stamp is for. If it's for like a borderless card or if it's for mythics. Because I've been using it for mythics, and then I've been using it without for rares. But I think I've seen some rares with it, and I don't know. I don't remember if they were borderless or not. So I don't know like what the distinction is. But for now, that's what I do. The 6 eyes. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Domain Clash. Because that also... Well, no. Domain Clash would be for his deck. Because theoretically the others aren't going to have it. So it would have to be black or red. Theoretically just black. What if... Ooh. Cumulative... you force cumulative upkeep onto domains. As long as there are multiple... whenever a second domain permanent card enters, each domain gains cumulative upkeep. I don't think that wording works. But like, what if it's just an enchantment aura enchant domain? Enchantment, whenever a domain, no, domains have cumulative upkeep. Whenever a domain you control is sacrificed, you draw a card. Whenever a domain opponent, no, whenever a domain an opponent controls is sacrificed, you draw a card. Whenever a domain you sacrifice, you control is sacrificed, you gain life? It basically just cancels out domains. That's the whole point. And so theoretically, I think the opponent loses life. You draw a card and then the opponent loses life? Whenever your domain is sacrificed, they lose life. Whenever your domain is whenever their domain is sacrificed, you draw a card. Whenever yours is sacrificed, they lose life. So theoretically, it would work in any of the domain decks, where it literally is a domain battle because you want yours to live, to give you effects. But even if yours is sacrificed, you're still getting something out of it. I think, are you getting something out of it anyways? You draw a card and then they lose life. Like, you're the only one who benefits. But it's your, like, theoretically, if it's your card, your domain is being sacrificed. In order to keep theirs away, you're also getting rid of yours. You're consuming yours. Whenever you cast a domain, you gain life. See, but that makes it too easy. If it's literally like your Jujutsu Kaisen deck versus somebody else's deck, whenever you put down a domain, you would gain life, and then whenever you're sacrificed, they lose a life. Is that worth it? Plus, you're gonna have a ton of domains anyways, so like that's a high cost that you're gonna have to pay. Like it doesn't make sense. I think I can't do the domain clash. I think not yet. Anyways, it's just not an easy way to balance it with what I want to try to do to emulate the effect of the domain clash. So I think we worry about that later when I have like a better outline for all the decks. But now with this, I have an easier way to figure this out. I might have to make this one the strongest and this one the honored one, interestingly enough, even though the art is for that. Or maybe just change both of their arts, because I feel like using the the cursed energy and reversed energy is based off of the honored one, where he heals himself. I think I can. Yeah, let's just change it. This one might have to stay for now. Honestly, I don't. I don't know how about calling him a spirit sorcerer, but he basically acts like it. I wonder if I can find an art for ghetto. Ghetto. Did I have one? Hold on. Did I not save that page? Let's find out. No, I did not. What if I can find it? Do I want to look for it now? Yeah, let's look for it now. While I wait for somebody to enter the chat, please. Please. It's relatively early on in chapters. I don't know how to feel about that, but you know what? Sure, why not? Hold on, I'll bring it up in a second here. Let me load. Let me load that in the meanwhile. Binding contract sounds interesting. Okay, I think I have it. New card. Oh. Now where did I get that image? I mean, ooh, this might hit the limit. Did. There has to be a much better image somewhere. I think for now I just make it the normal universes beyond frame. Until I have something better. Give spirits the enchantment border. Do I have a copy paste room yet? No. Fine. I see how it is. Human sorcerer. That is the wrong place. $154. Put that. Slap that. Nice mythic symbol. Okay. Let's copy and save this. Did I already make it number 1? I did. Let's make him second. Let's see here. 4/4. Three cost. Okay. Let's do here, make it 2. Make this 1. Just switch them anyways. Do I want to switch the arts? Do I want to switch the naming arts? Oh! What if I just add... I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to switch it properly or not. I don't know if I want to switch this properly or not. No, I think I will keep it like this for now. But we are switching the numbers. JJK. We'll keep it as promo. Chapter Jujutsu Kaisen. Chapter 226. Creatures you control with power less than Satoru Gojo have Cursed Energy 1. Do I want to make it so you can cast domains? He gathers allies, right? Like that makes sense. He gathers his allies to be strong, because if he just tore everything down, it wouldn't make sense. So he is the commander that ties everything together, but you don't need domains. I think I'd rather have the creatures, which is the whole point. With less power than Satoru Gojo. I gotta switch those. With less power than Satoru Gojo. I can't say that properly. It's like a tongue twister. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just being lazy and trying to say his name. But we'll save that. Ooh. Okay, the problem with this then, if that, like the techniques of purple, infinity, blue, and red don't count as domains, then it doesn't become easier to cast. So it is specifically for the sorcerer creatures. What if I give the cards, you may use mana from Cursed Energy to cast these spells, like Limitless? I guess I could. That'd be the easiest way to overcome it, because then it would still only work for sorcerers and domains. But with Gojo and his specific how mana, how he messes with cursed energy, that the abilities should just be possible. I think it's like if you control a creature named Satoru Gojo, then you may use cursed energy mana from cursed energy to cast the spell. I think that makes sense. I think that could work. Unless I just make that his ability. Instance you cast. I think I like that. Hold on. Creatures control with that. Instance cast during combat. May be cast with cursed. Instance you cast during combat may be cast with mana from cursed energy. I don't, wording wise for Magic, I don't think that sounds proper, but I think that is what I want. And I could increase his mana cost. Creatures you control with less power than Satoru Gojo have cursed energy 1. Because the whole point is that you want to attack more. You want to attack with more creatures so that you get more mana, so you can do big things like Hollow Purple, just big cost, exile all creatures defending player control. Well, not defending player controls, but target player controls, because like it's a spell. It's not going to work if you just say defending, because who's defending? You could attack multiple people and just all of them are defending, and that would just destroy them all. That'd be crazy. I think this will have to do for now. I think it's a crazy ability, and I think when I post it on TikTok, okay, so like I post on Twitter, right? I post on Instagram for my friends. I post on Twitter for like the early release of the cards, right? The early release, like after the stream, I'm gonna post the cards that I've made here on Twitter, so it's the first look, and then once all these cards are ready, pretty much, I'm going to post it on TikTok, right, as the whole bundle, because you can post up to 35 pictures in one group, which is fantastic compared to Twitter, which you can only do 4, and then you have to do a thread, but the thread doesn't get likes because it doesn't get shown, but it's all together, and so it's like I have to make separate posts if I want them all to be seen, but I don't want to just flood hashtags, and like it feels weird. I don't mind flooding TikTok's hashtags though, because I don't look at them. But like just putting on a couple on TikTok, I get so many views, and it constantly, like, the old videos are still getting likes compared to Twitter. Twitter, like I get nothing. Like I used to get some likes a couple times, but then it just it went down. It got ghosted, right? And so it's hard to get new likes now, and it's either because my card quality isn't as good, or it's just not getting pushed out there. And theoretically, it's not getting pushed out there because I've complained about it on Twitter, and some people were like, "Whoa, I never even saw these on my timeline." And so I don't know if I just gotta like repost, retweet, or something, but like TikTok's doing fantastic. So once these are done, they're all going up there, and then when they're gonna say, hey, this reverse energy and curse energy like is worded weird and you're stupid and dumb, and I'm gonna be like, okay, but how? And they're like, oh, it just is. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't help. I look like I have a mask on. This glare in my face is crazy. But at least on TikTok, generally, I get a couple of comments of how the cards are and how it works, and if I did something wrong. And so that's why I also want to stream, because it's an opportunity to get something live when I'm creating something, and so people can hear the process. I don't know if people have watched my other video yet. It's been up for like a day. I gotta double check on it, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice one day. Maybe I'll actually play some games too, not just stream cards. But I like making cards, and so if I'm gonna use my time, I might as well use it wisely, right? Do I increase his mana cost? I think I have to increase his mana cost. What if I make it all /black? What happens if I do that? That looks funny. But theoretically, if you're using cursed energy and use the black for him, which is the whole point. I find it funny. I don't think I should, but I find it funny. I can't tell what my mic is picking up, but I think it's picking up something. I don't know if it's just the wind outside or what. I think I shouldn't do this. I think most of the creatures in the deck are already going to have cursed energy. I don't think creatures have to have cursed energy, because I feel like they're going to have it anyways, right? Right? Non-domain and source. Domain spells. Domain and instant spells. Instance and domain spells. You cast. What if he gives the things flash? Literally the fastest sorcerer around. He can zip anyone everywhere, anywhere he wants. And so what if he just gives things flash? Because he doesn't need to give, like, everything's already going to have cursed energy, so he doesn't need to give things cursed energy. But he does give it flash. Spells you cast have flash during each of your combat phases. I don't think that's the right wording either. Right wording either. See, we up his mana cost. So theoretically, creatures with cursed energy would be able to cast him easier. But then as long as you have Gojo, you're able to use the cursed energy more widely. Right? Which is the whole point of the deck. Like, you're paying life so that you can get things out. But then when you have him specifically, which is why they like your commander is going to be targeted because he's Gojo. Which gives you more versatility during your combat. It's not going to be during their combat. It's just going to be yours. And I think that makes sense. I think it's going to be busted. I think a lot of people are going to tell me that the card is busted, but I think this makes sense for now. I think that's fine. Oh. Yeah, we'll keep that gap there. It's fine. Spells you cast have flash during each of your combat phases. I think that's the closest thing to making sense. I feel like there's a better way to word that though. Spells you cast during combat, maybe cast with mana from cursed energy. I think that seems pretty good. I think that makes sense. It's a higher mana cost, and it does use the application of the cursed energy to be able to cast him, which is the point of the deck. Then it makes it easier, etc., etc. I think I like this. I think it's good. I might have to change some numbers somewhere, but I think currently this makes sense. Okay. Let's save this for now. No, I made it up. The sauce, I made it the frick up. Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't think I need to add any others. Yeah. Save that. Then the Honored One. This is strong as frick. The next non-creature spell you cast costs 3 less to cast. Target player draws 7 cards. Flying ward 3 protection from creatures with less power. So theoretically, skip Peerless Blade. Whenever this creature... No, hold on. What did I make Curse Energy? Can I save that? Reverse Energy. X. At the end of combat on your turn, if you lose black mana, you gain X life. At the end of combat. I think that's gonna have to do for now, and then I'm gonna post it and then see what happens and see what people say. Gojo, I think. Well, we changed his type to sorcerer. Then 1/1/5/4. See, because everything has, like, the main one is target player draw 7 cards, because when you're given everything, then you're able to do nothing. That's the idea. With the domain expansion card, where it doubles this ability, and so they draw 14 cards, right? Literally given everything to be able to do nothing. But the other two abilities have to make sense to fit. So the next non-creature spell you cast costs 6 less to cast, or 3 technically, and then put up to 3 target non-land permanents defending player controls on the bottom of their library in any order. I think that one's pretty strong though. Like, one is to mess around with them, the other is to make yourself stronger, and the other one is to make them weaker. I think the big 3 options. Like, obviously one's gonna win. I don't know. It really is just a strong card that, like, I don't know the artist for this either. It's sad. Bitty sad. For now, we'll save. I think we'll save this too. I think, did I copy paste it into my doc? I don't know. I never finished my pizza. And we make him a 3/3. Oh yeah, he's becoming mythic now, for sure. Set symbol, mythic. Frame. Give me that. You, my friend. We're switching this to P for promo, because technically the borderless and all the arts are promo. So save that. Sukuna, I really want to give him a bigger ability. I just don't know what to do. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, let's just give him 10. Start the number off at 10. Promo, JJK. What chapter are you? $31. The whole thing is big damage. I think that'll have to do though. Kaisen, I think that's the only one. Let's see, 6 eyes. We'll keep that. Mythic, Jujutsu, Kaisen, anime. I don't know. I don't remember what. Well, actually, I can just search it up. What episode did you reveal your eyes, Gojo? Seven? Yeah, episode 7. 7. I'll just look down there. That's fine. Gojo, where did I have you? 1 and 2. 6 eyes. Just do 3. Nah, I would do Hollow Purple. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 8. Mythic, JJK. If you would gain life from reverse energy, you gain twice that much life instead. I think legendary. Oh, legendary. Yeah. Legendary enchantment. Legend Crown. Here and here. Beautiful, lovely. Save the 6 eyes. Enchantment. Satoru Gojo. I keep on wanting to put Hollow Live because it's every single time. Jujutsu Kaisen. Save. And Satoru Suguru. Sorry, Geto. Green, white, black. I believe is the color order. Could be wrong. I gotta double check that one. That's the one I kind of forget a lot. Gold and the gold pip and Legends Crown. It's something about making spirits submit. Basically, like create a copy of spirit. The spirit tokens don't get stronger, but they are copies. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. You exile a spirit from your graveyard, right? And then when you do that, you create a copy of it, right? But then Uzumaki, because it depletes your whole thing, it's remove all spirits from your exile. Remove all spirits from your exile from the game. And then like get big effect or something. I don't know, man. Remove each spirit from your exile from the game. In your exile. Remove each spirit in your exile from the game. In your exile from the game. You create an XX, where X is twice the amount of value of the cards you remove from the game this way. I think. That would be Uzumaki. So then theoretically, his ability. Would I give him both Uzumaki? Would I give him Uzumaki as a card? I think I would have Uzumaki as a card, and then himself would just exile spirits from any graveyard. Okay, that's fine. Let's try it. Let's type it out. Tap. Exile target spirit card from the graveyard. You gain 1 life, maybe? If it's from your graveyard. From your graveyard, you gain 1 life. X, just copy this, create a copy of target spirit card exiled with Suguru Geto. Except it's legendary. Why is this not correcting? It is doesn't use the apostrophe if it is from your graveyard. If I do that, it doesn't tell me if it's right or wrong, man. My grammar is not the best. Please, I need help. I could probably just search it up, but I'm also not going to because I'd rather focus on making cards. Exile target spirit card from a graveyard. If it's from your graveyard, you gain 1 life. X, create a copy of target spirit card exiled with Sugeto, except it's legendary. No, what if I just make it 2? And his deck would use cursed energy too if they have black, right? And they have cursed energy. And then he creates a copy. Actually, no, what if I give him cursed energy? Whoa. Cursed energy 2? Oh my god. So theoretically, if he attacks, then you pay 2 life, and then you get another spirit. We ever pay 2 for a spirit. It's simpler. Easier. Plus then you have the way to get life from exiling a spirit from your graveyard. But then it's a split between whether you want to exile a card or give him cursed energy. And it's like he's either busy... It's either that he's busy getting new spirits or that he's making the spirits. Whenever he attacks, what if it's... Ooh, whenever he attacks, he creates a copy of spirit. So while he's getting new ones, he can't attack. Whenever Geto attacks, create a spirit. Create a copy of spirit card from a graveyard, except it's legendary. Sacrifice it at end of turn. How often does he use it defensively? He mostly uses it offensively, right? At the beginning of combat? Ooh. No, but at the beginning of combat, then you wouldn't be able to utilize cursed energy. So it literally has to be whenever he attacks. Which... What if instead of a tap ability, we increase his cost? Increase his mana cost. Whenever a spirit dies, you may exile it. If you do, you lose 1 life? If you control it, you gain a life. Otherwise, you lose 1 life. Because it should be harder to gain other people's stuff. It's still possible, but it's still harder, right? You'd rather focus your own deck. The whole point is to have spirits in your deck instead of sorcerers, right? If you're getting rid of spirits from your side, then you're still gaining more life. But if you don't have any spirits, then you're not using its ability, and you're also like What's the point? Theoretically, it helps focus your deck for spirits. Oh man, if you put domain expansion on him and he just creates. What is his domain? Does Ghetto have a domain? Because all I remember his ultimate attack being is Uzumaki. Is Uzumaki the only thing he can do? Like, does he have an actual domain ability? I don't remember seeing one. I don't remember. I do not remember. But let's say he used the domain expansion, right? And theoretically, whenever he attacks, he creates 2. Unless there's also a mana cost with that, then you know. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm gonna copy this down, so when I change it, I at least have a place to get it from again. Whenever a spirit would die, you may exile it instead. If you own that card, you gain 1 life. Otherwise, you lose 1 life. Whenever Sugeto attacks, create a copy of target spirit exiled with Sugeto, except with legendary sacrifice. End of turn. Except legendary. It's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at end of turn. I'm going to copy this. Hold on. Except it's legendary. And then we'll figure out the wording on it. And it's legendary. Oh, it is with an apostrophe. Okay. Alright, fine. Create a copy of target spirit card exiled with Sugeto, except it's legendary. Tapped and attacking, sacrifice at end of turn. You may pay X, where X is equal to the mana value of target spirit card exiled with Sugeto. Create a copy of it, except it's, if you do create a copy of it, except it's legendary, it's tapped and attacking, sacrifice it at end of turn. Whenever a spirit would die, you may exile it instead. If you own that card, you gain 1 life, otherwise you lose 1 life. Whenever Sugru attacks, you may pay X, where X is equal to the mana value of target spirit card exiled with Sugru. If you do, create a copy of it, except it's legendary. It's tapped and attacking, sacrifice it at end of turn. Woo! And I think a different card would say tokens or spirits you control get plus something. I think specifically non-token spirits, but hey, we're gonna worry about that later. Maybe like a different Sugru card, maybe like the actual Sugru, and then like this brain one. I don't remember the name of, but I think this is an interesting ability. And for now, I'm gonna. Ooh, he doesn't have to be high cost. Literally, it's mainly the spirits that you're summoning that are gonna do most of the work. But you also need him on the battlefield to be able to exile spirits, or else it's not gonna work. Like literally. Okay, how about this? We make him 4 cost. Toughness, power is not high. I think a 2/5 makes sense. Who? There was another card that's similar to him. Gured. I want to search him up. Gured. Gured. Yeah, well, he's 5 cost and a 2/5. Creates a 4/4 Rhino. Whenever he attacks, populate. This though, it's sacrifice at the end of turn. Ungain life. But he also has cursed energy. Does it make sense to make him also 5 cost? Ooh. They both have green, which makes it a lot easier to cast. It does have cursed energy, so if other cards, which they should, have cursed energy, then it's also easier to cast him. Then, yeah, for now. Basically a copy of Gured, except spirit. Okay, but let's keep that for now. Kind of like it. What did I make domain expansion? What number was it? 45. Actually, I should put this a much higher number because of. Oh, I gotta reorder these too. If this is the deck, and like how this is gonna work all together, then I'm gonna make the numbering based off of the decks, like in between each other. I think theoretically, not 100% sure yet, but this would be put a lot further down. So I'm just gonna put 80. Just put 80 for now, and then just see what happens. Because Akari already have like 50s. Yeah, we're gonna have to push them way low later. JJK. Jujutsu Kaisen 10. Chapter 10. Capitalize the K. Big text, big words, but I do like it better than the other one that I had, so I'm going to save that. Originally had him blue-black, which is interesting. Green, white, black. But this would be the commander for the deck. And then all the other ones, like even though he's red, or Jogo, like he's fire and stuff, I think black still works because of damage. And then green for the nature, because they're all supposed to be like nature spirits. White or... And then like deal damage to attacking creature, like that's white. Theoretically, I think his cards still work in the colors. He doesn't have to be red. I think black makes enough sense. Same with the others. Green and white for Hanami. Potentially just white for Dagon. I don't know. That one's complicated. I think I would like to do blue for Dagon, but I don't know, like, abilities-wise, how that would make sense. So, Sugru Ghetto, Curse Master. Puppeteer. I think I like Puppeteer. Alright, we'll save that. Feature Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that works. Okay. Save. 6 eyes already. Peerless Blade. I think that's all saved. Made a good amount of cards today. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Is there any others that I want to make at the moment? I think I'll fix this one later. I think we're done with that, right? Done with these. What if I have... Do I have the ones for Hollow Purple? Oh, I have this. That'd be interesting. Ooh, maybe I could. Do I want to make those right now? No. You know what? How long have I been streaming? 2 hours? Woo! I think I want to go take a break. And then, what time is it? 1:48? I want to take a break, and then I want to go make some Haru Urara cards. I don't think I want to post. I'm not going to stream my process for that. I'm tired. By tired, me sitting here for 2 hours just making cards. Yeah. I think this is going to be it for now. I'm going to post the cards on Twitter in a bit. And then we're still going to work on a little bit more before I post it on TikTok. I think I want to try it again next week. I might make some more cards off stream. Yeah, part of the thing is, like, if I have time to make cards, I might as well stream it. Because why not? Right? But I don't know. I think next week I want to do Hollow Live cards, I think. Or something else. I don't know yet. Kind of just whatever puts people into interest. I think I wanted to fix my Hollow Live cards to do Odyssey, the EN song. At least the like the 14-ish of them that, or 19 of them that were in Odyssey, to change the arts and fix the cards, but also give them Odyssey cards, because that would be nice. But I don't know. I'm gonna go by what it feels. But like, I'm already 2 days past Haru Urara's passing, and so I should get onto that. Anyways, hope you had fun into the process and seeing my brain explode at every single time I thought something was clever. If you guys want to see any cards and make, like, on TikTok I have a suggestion box. Twitter is a little hard to catch me by, but I mean, you could comment under almost any single post. Or YouTube here, you know, like, just say, hey, I want to see some of these cards. Like, if it gets enough likes and catches my attention, I mean, sure, why not? Hey, if it's something I already know, even better. But you never know until you ask. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna maybe find something for lunch, just get something to drink. I don't think I've been drinking much since I've started here, and being here 2 hours is probably not the smartest idea. So I should go be healthy or something. Go outside, touch grass. I already got sun in my face. I got a vitamin D, right? That's all I need. Okay, well, have fun. I'm going to chill. Have fun. Bye.